Welcome, friends, staff, volunteers, and board members to our 42nd annual meeting of the Providence Children's Museum. I am Marty Roberts, board president, and another Zoom meeting, yet you chose to join us. Thank you. Tonight, after the business part of our meeting, Caroline Payson will review some of this year's accomplishments. It is an impressive list of firsts. The Providence Children's Museum designs for play and learning, provides access and community outreach, nurtures families in crisis, and advocates for play. 2019 was a year of many firsts for the museum that could not have been accomplished without our funders and members, specifically the Norman and Rosalie Fain Family Foundation, the Murray Family Charitable Foundation, National Endowments for the Arts, and Ms. Carol A. Peterson. Thank you all for enabling the museum to continue to serve the children and families in this community. We have a great team, a strong belief, and a powerful cause. That's why we have Zoomed in tonight together. We have 3 dedicated people moving off our board who deserve an enormous amount of gratitude. We are thankful for Jen's 6 years of service on our board. And in that time, she has guided the Providence Children's Museum leadership in all areas of employment, from bringing the employment policies up to date to reviewing our salaries. Jen has had a key role in professionalizing the institution, including the recruitment of our first new executive director in 35 years. Besides serving on our board, Jen is the Director of Human Resources at Textron. Thank you, Jen. It was a pleasure working with you. We are thankful for Dana's 7 years of service on our board. While serving on our board, Dana has been a key member of the Development, Communications, and Gala Committees. Dana is the Chief Marketing Officer for Rhode Island Medical Imaging and is an adjunct professor of communications at Bryant University. Thank you, Dana, for your years of service. Joining our Board of Overseers is Jeff Meyer. Jeff has served on the board of directors for the Providence Children's Museum for the past 9 years, extending his time as a board member for a year beyond his regular term. Jeff has guided the overall direction of the museum, serving on the board, executive committee, and as secretary of the board. Jeff has played a key role in the search for members of the leadership team. As the vice president and CIO of Neighborhood Health Plan, Jeff brought his extensive technology background to the institution. Jeff was critical in helping families together identify and implement a third-party billing concept and system to serve nearly 3,000 families involved in the foster care system. The Providence Children's Museum, which had limited to no internal technology system, engaged Jeff with a transformational IT proposal. Not only was he willing to review and provide guidance, he offered to help find a funder to make the technology transition a reality. This provided the foundation for the museum to implement a web-based CRM system to move effectively, track donors, visitors, and members, a critical component in the long-term growth and sustainability of the Providence Children's Museum. Welcome to the Board of Overseers, Jeff. You will sorely be missed on our board. Before this meeting, we had our board elect 2 new members, and we would like to welcome them right now. So our new board member, Felicia Vinces, who is director of lower school at the Wheeler School in Providence, Rhode Island. Felicia was born and raised in New York and began her teaching career in Brooklyn and the Bronx Public Schools. After a while, she became interested in a different experience and joined some independent schools. Felicia landed at the all-girls Nightingale Branford School, where she spent several years teaching math in lower and middle schools, leading the lower school and math programs, and advising middle school students. After she became an independent school educator, she remained involved in the work of various nonprofit organizations that supported public education. And she continues to be an advocate for equitable, accessible, and quality education for all students. Felicia enjoys theater and dance and hopes to explore the Rhode Island art scene when she's not wearing the hat of director of lower school. We are thrilled to welcome Felicia to the board. Our Second new board member, we welcome Sue Gardiner. She is a financial planning professional at the Forbes Financial Planning and an active founding member of the Women in Leadership Nexus, regularly advising on event strategy to promote women's professional development and recruit new members to the organization. In addition to personal financial planning, Sue consults with the small businesses on revenue forecasting and employee benefits programs. Outside of work, life is all about raising her 4- and 1-year-old boys with her husband in North Kingston. You'll usually find them outside, rain or shine, somewhere in South County, riding bikes at the beach, or pushing the kids on playground swings with one hand while enjoying a good cup of coffee with the other. Welcome to the board, Sue. Our executive slate of officers for the 2021 year is myself, Marty Roberts as president, Marianne Persley as first vice president, Matthew Schaaf as second vice president, Patrick Martin as treasurer, Wendy Gray as secretary, and Jamie Person as assistant secretary. For all board members on the call, including our new board members, please open the chat function and type yes or no based on your approval of our executive officers for the 2021 year. And I'll give you a chance to find the chat part and make a vote. Thank you for your votes and your board service. Now I will turn it over to Maureen Bishop, our volunteer coordinator, to recognize our invaluable volunteer team.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Maureen Bishop, and I'm the volunteer coordinator at the museum. Thank you so much, Marty, for your help and words. As an institution, we could not continue our work without the commitment of our volunteers. In 2019, 230 individual, corporate, one-time, and ongoing volunteers, work-study students, and interns served 8,114 hours in support of our mission to inspire and celebrate learning through active play and exploration. This past year, 23 of our volunteers served over 100 plus hours each. These dedicated individuals lift the spirits of children and families who visit the museum every day, ensure a safe place to play and learn, and challenge children to explore and discover. They also collaborate with museum staff to support our work with Families Together, our membership program, communications, public programming, and special museum events. Tonight, we want to honor the contributions of our whole volunteer team and call attention to our team members that have graduated this season. For our high school students, we'd like to honor the following individuals that have served as play guides, enriching our visitors' experience. Victoria Fuller, who's graduating from St. Patrick Academy, Matthew Hallenbeck, graduating from St. Raphael Academy, Zane Mayo, graduating from the Met, and Alice Song, graduating from the Lincoln School. Thank you for your service to the museum and your community. We wish you all the best. For our college students, we'd like to honor the following individuals that have served in various roles supporting our museum mission. Graduating from Brown University, we have Elizabeth Austin, who served as a public programs intern throughout this whole academic year. Graduating from RISD, we have Erin Broadbent, who served as an exhibit assistant for the past 2 years and is graduating with a master's. Elizabeth Newkirk, who served as a creativity initiative facilitator last summer, and Mary Chavez, who also served as a creativity initiative facilitator and is graduating with a master's. Graduating from Johnson and Wales University, we have Jacqueline Lucier, who served as a play guide throughout this academic year. Graduating from Providence College, we have Bridget Riley, who served as a communications intern last spring, Yasmin Chadwick, who served as a play guide, and finally, Jennifer Vieta, who served as a communications assistant for the past 2.5 years. Thank you for sharing your skills, time, and talent with our museum staff and visitors. We know that you all have bright futures ahead. Please keep in touch. For any of our volunteers that were able to join tonight's presentation, I want you to know that you have made a lasting impact on the museum. We are deeply grateful to have you on our team and on our volunteer alumni network. Thank you for joining me in recognizing our volunteer team. Now, I'll turn it over to our Executive Director, Caroline Payson.
Thanks, Maureen. I have the opportunity of just sharing some highlights of the past year with you. And these are real tidbits. There's more information available in our annual report, which will be posted to our website within the next couple of days. So 2019 marked for us the first year of our Creativity Initiative, a series of immersive installations and programming created in collaboration with local artists, designers, and makers. Part of that included launching 3 exhibits, the new Creative Artifacts Gallery, and expanded regular programming that included the Museum Maker Club, Cultural Connections, and more programming on our Free Maker Fridays. Over 115,000 people participated in programs or visited the exhibits in less than 6 months. Working in collaboration with our exhibits team, Nick Carter used the geometry of the world around us to introduce line, shape, and color, key elements of art and design. His immersive space incorporated 2D and 3D to challenge visual perceptions, delight visitors with the interplay of pattern and shape, and allowed kids to play with light, color, and geometric forms and patterns to make their own designs. This installation by Pneuhaus reminded us that air is nothing short of extraordinary. Through inflatable sculptures and hands-on learning stations, visitors were invited into the new experience of air as a building material and a physical force. The centerpiece of the show was Catenary, the large inflatable sculpture that invited children to live and play in its roots and arches. Synesthesia is the phenomenon in which the activation of one sense leads to the automatic triggering of another, such as hearing a color or feeling a sound. The team of Brooke Aaron Goldstein and Stephen Lubecki used texture, light, and sound to create Feeling Real or Really Feeling, a fantastical playground where visitors experienced unexpected juxtapositions that challenged their own sensational and emotional responses as they explored the soundscape forest, color city, or texture mountain. We also opened 2 state-of-the-art spaces, the renovated Maker Studio to inspire imaginative play and creative expression, and the new Innovation Lab to introduce technology through the magic of tinkering and take-apart exploration. Series of programs that accompanied these new spaces included prototyping pinwheels, rubber band-powered helicopters, balloon-powered cars, magnet play, marshmallow shooters, or whirliwigs. William McFarlane, who's the founder of the Cambridge-based Maker Studio Parts and Crafts, served as our creative in residence for this first year. Prototypes and finished work were installed on our walls to demonstrate the continuum of creativity. A diverse group of grown-up artists from different disciplines showcased their work in this new venue, including jewelry and metalsmith Jenica Davies, ceramicist Ian Bookbinder of Coy Wolf Studio, glass and jewelry maker Janine Bresner, toy maker Mimi Kirshner, and painter Allison Cole. We know that children who are introduced to cultural activities will be more likely to be grown-up patrons of the arts. And to make sure Rhode Island kids have that opportunity, we partnered with arts and humanities organizations from across Rhode Island to bring monthly programs to children and their families at PCM. Children and their adults enjoyed performances, workshops, and activities from local favorites such as Big Nazo, the Heffenreffer Museum of Anthropology and Brown University, Rhode Island Computer Museum, the Rhode Island Philharmonic, and Trinity Rep. Cultural Connections was made possible through major funding support from the Rhode Island Council for the Humanities, an independent state affiliate of the National Endowment for the Humanities. The council seeds, supports, and strengthens public history, cultural heritage, and civic engagement and community engagement by and for all Rhode Islanders. Guest experts led weekend workshops and free Friday drop-in programs in collaboration with our own educators. Some highlights included a project where kids were able to work alongside Pneuhaus designers to build an inflatable that was set aloft in our assembly space. John Paul McCaughey, a local artist and educator, presented screen printing techniques, and all guests were able to make colorful tote bags. And Rafini from Rhode Island Black Storytellers shared stories and drama around a pretend campfire out in the children's garden. The Creativity Initiative is funded in part by the Norman and Rosalind Fain Family Foundation, the Murray Family Charitable Foundation, the National Endowment for the Arts, Carol A. Peterson Foundation, the Carter Family Charitable Trust, the Providence Journal Charitable Legacy Fund, the Hassenfeld Family Foundation, the Rhode Island Council for the Humanities, and the Rhode Island State Council for the Arts. We were really proud that we were able to not only galvanize the creative community in service of kids under 10, but we had such great support from the philanthropic community as well. With generous funding from Colette, we transported Rhode Island children to different worlds as many of them experienced their first live theatrical performance. We recruited an ensemble of professional actors and worked with artists Eli Nixon and Kristen Haynes on a lush but still durable props and backdrops. That's My Ball, a play using audience participation to develop empathy in young children, was the first of 3 productions planned for the 2019-2020 season. We don't just play all day. We are also a critical leader in contributing to the body of research to better understand how children learn. Last year, we contributed to child development and cognition research as part of partnerships with Brown University, Villanova University, Drexel University, the University of Texas at Austin, and Providence College. We also share our work. Our team members advocated for families and their prenatal to pre-K children through Right from the Start Rhode Island. At conferences around the country, we presented our findings on topics ranging from children's understanding of creativity to how to build resilience and STEM engagement in museum settings. Our exhibits and education team provided support to early educators to expand their students' creativity, to teachers who wanted to incorporate maker-oriented after-school programs, and industrial design graduate students. We always encourage children to learn by doing, and we take that to heart ourselves through evaluation. Last year, we began an in-depth evaluation of the Creativity Initiative, seeking to document how visitor, artist, and staff experiences are made through surveys, interviews, and observations. We also conducted a detailed investigation into our AmeriCorps pre-service training program and its impact on members. Last year, we continued to provide play-focused outreach to families with low income in Providence, Pawtucket, and Central Falls through our AmeriCorps program, funded in part by the Corporation for National and Community Service and Serve Rhode Island. We have had an AmeriCorps program for 25 years, as long as AmeriCorps has been in existence. Our 2019 team improved math skills for 2nd through 4th grade students by running STEAM-focused learning clubs at Boys and Girls Clubs in Providence and Pawtucket. They led open-ended creative programming for Head Start students in Children's Friends classrooms and developed their facilitation skills both on our museum floors and in community settings. The team was joined by a 2019 summer team who supported the Creativity Initiative summer programs and invited children from our community partners to participate in a range of activities. Our AmeriCorps team allows the museum to reach more children and communities, and for that, we are so grateful to them and for their service. Since its founding in 1992, Families Together has been using proven positive play experiences to help children in state care and their families rebuild their relationships and move towards permanency. This year, Families Together served 205 families, a slight increase from the previous year. It was also a year of recognition in addition to expansion, when Families Together was awarded the Angels in Adoption Congressional Award for this work after being nominated by Senator Jack Reed. Families Together also shared their collaboration with the State of Rhode Island Department of Corrections at a panel presentation at the Association of Children's Museum Conference last May. It was a year, as always, full of wonderful events. Some highlights include our golf tournament, where 85 golfers from across Southern New England participated in the Allen H. Chatterton Memorial Golf Tournament, where we raised over $40,000 in support for the museum. Our annual gala, the Dragon Ball, raised over $80,000 to ensure that children and families who might otherwise not be able to visit PCM have opportunities for rich play and learning experiences. And in Rhode Island's cutest New Year celebration, Mayor Providence Elorza and his son Omar helped us to celebrate New Year's Eve, where we ring in the new year for those who might be asleep at midnight. The mayor and Omar led a celebratory parade through the museum with noisemakers and good cheer ahead of an 11:59 a.m. countdown and ball drop. Although this presentation is by its nature focused on the past year, we are excited about new opportunities for us to expand our impact. We're embarking this new year on a new strategic plan. We'll be unveiling a new brand and identity along with a brand new website. And starting next month, we'll be offering our first online courses in partnership with RIDE. So please stay tuned for that. If you do have any questions, we have a team monitoring the Q&A section right now who will join us to present the questions.
Hi there. Thanks for joining us. So far, we don't have any questions, but please feel free to ask any questions you may have about the last year or where we're headed in the future. All right, no questions, Caroline.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us. We have an exemplary organization with a worthy cause. Let's collectively make it even better. The future is always beginning now. Thank you for joining us on our first and hopefully only Zoom annual meeting, and have a good evening. Thank you very much for attending with us.